Alright, it's a few days later, everything is dry. So let's go get that panel. We're going to do a little bit of adjustment here and there. And then we're going to, I don't know, let's just put this baby together. Let's get on with it here. Reaching the I just want it finished phase of the project here, at least as far as the welding and such. I really enjoy the prepping and the sanding and all that. That's all pretty easy, pretty straightforward, pretty repetitive. I guess the thing with that is by the time you get to that point, you know that everything's going to be fine. It's just getting there. Right on. There we are. Half an hour later, it's welded up. Plug welded along here. Plug welded there. And now all I've got to do is weld the two lips together. You can see when I put it on, I folded it over, and they're sitting nice and flush to each other. So I'm just going to go along, drill a few holes, and clamp and weld, and that will be fine. By the time you do a little here and there, it kind of puts the bodywork back almost a week with all the other projects going on. So be happy to get this done, and I'll probably start the bodywork right here right away, just because this is all jacked up in the air. So let me finish welding the bottom there after I check on Menace Dog. I might as well skim this out and get it ready for primer, and then it's time to move on and start doing some bodywork. All right, it's I don't know, maybe an hour and a bit later, and we've got her installed here, and looks very nice. Very happy with that. Yeah, it turned out well. Seams there, and I just kind of cleaned it up a bit with the grinder. Probably do a little more finishing in there, and I put a roughed in the bodywork on there. Turned out really quite well. Not a problem. For the Bondo Police, we have our fridge magnet, right? There's the whole seam of the thing. There's where it's welded there, right? There it is on the dent. That magnet will not stick to a piece of sandpaper. There's the join there. And there's the join there. So anyway, that's kind of a standard that I think is a fair standard. And anyway, there you go. That's kind of what I'm aiming for. Not aiming for no Bondo, but not very darn much. That's ready for primer. And there you go. One skim of kitty hair on the seams, one skim of Bondo on the whole panel, and we're done. I have a few extra minutes to kill. Let's go over and have a look at the Chev, and we'll talk about a few things on that. Hey Frankers, how's it going today? Are you having fun? That's good. Hey, sorry it's going to be noisy. Because this Chev is so nice, there are a few flaws in the body that kind of spoil it from such a lovely original car. Luckily, I guess, all of the damage to the car is on the panels, or on the two front fenders, and they were repainted once, probably many years ago. The bodywork it's a little rough, and there's lead here and there, so it was repaired probably either when the car was fairly new or within the first 20 years of its life. Let's have a quick look, and then we'll see what we're going to do. You can see the original paint there, and wherever it's peeling, we have decent original paint underneath. Original here, original on the hood. This fender also repaired, also peeling. I fixed that dent a while ago. And the rest of the car, original paint. In this case, I don't really think there's any historical value to the old repaint that's peeling off and not very good. So I'm just thinking whatever I do to the fenders to make them look a little better is not really ruining any historical value. I think the dents detract from it more than me doing a little work to it. So I think we'll tackle, there's 3 or 4 main things I want to repair on the car. This big boy here, which is quite a dinger, that's all pushed in, 3/4 of an inch or so. Creased here, and then a big ridge in it here, and the paint's all come off, and so it's cracking all the way up to here. So that's almost certainly storage damage. Before Matt and Jim bought this car, it was, oh hi, are you helping? Before Matt and Jim bought this car, it was part of a large estate situation. The gentleman who owned this car owned hundreds, maybe over 1,000 cars. And so when he died and the family was left trying to deal with this gigantic collection, many of which didn't run like this one, they were literally forklifting them around just to move them and get them out of storage. And they were like probably sitting on top of each other. Most of them wouldn't have run. And so you got guys who were getting flat rate paid to move these cars. So a lot of incidental damage on a bunch of the cars, including this one. Nothing too critical, but just kind of, sloppy. So anyway, I don't really feel that we're doing any harm by repairing that kind of damage. So we'll have a look at the other ones, if you don't mind. You can see that's all pushed out like that, dented here. These might be related. It's hard to tell. It almost looks more like that kink there is caused by something coming in here like this. Finally, we have one here, just a crease there, and this one I already did a while ago. I think we'll start with the worst one behind the front wheel here, and just have some laughs. So let's take a picture or two of it before we start playing with it. Quite a wowzer. Definitely detracts from the car. This fender starts to dive in, and then by the time you get down there, it's way out. And there's your impact point there. Looks suspiciously like part of a forklift. This whole area here is kind of wrecked. So let's get going on that. We'll have some laughs. Sorry for yours, it's going to be loud. Well, I'm going to get a little before shot of it here, just for laughs. We're going to see a lot of paint coming off. There's no hope that we're going to pound these dents out without the paint coming off. Anywhere it was painted before, it's got a very thick coat of lacquer primer on it. So everything we touch is going to flake the paint. Nevertheless, I think at this point I'm prepared to deal with that. Well, enough bullshitting. It's a short video. It's late at night. Frankers isn't going to be very happy. Lots of lighting. I'm all about the lighting now. Going to be all about the trifocals pretty quick too, but got maybe another year or two. Hey, that's right, a couple of years. Trifocals. Anyway, so I'm going to start with the sharpest part, and here, start hitting them. I'm going to try and get this right from our friend Kyle. What does Kyle say? Kind of get it right back to its shape. Then, so we don't even have the original shape, right? The original shape is way out here. So fix that first. Okay, so wants to cut. It's not going to put up too much of a fuss. What does a dog think about right now seeing me? Like, a dog, this all must seem very strange. I'm just going to rudely hold this. Now we're going to try move the body line back. I'm gonna, jeez, it's still not great in here. Okay, we're on the journey now. There's a lot of tension in this still. I see a big ridge in it here. Sure, this is all still pushed in. So we got to just get some heavy work on that. Now it's starting to have some tension on it at least. It's time to start hitting it on the outside, especially here. So we'll do that. It's going to come pretty easy. I mean, all of these tools were made for these cars. They're great, right? This one, pretty good actually for in here, and that is not bad. So pretty good one. And I don't, you know, this is, everybody's got that. This is a very old one. I'm going to switch to the wooden mallet. It's coming along pretty easy. Taking some of the stress out of this, so now this has no excuse right now. And then when we pull this, it's not, you know, it wants to be out here now. Whereas before there was just too much stress in here. It just didn't want to be. Now, you know, it's got no excuse now, I guess. Goes all the way up here. It's all kink. All the way up. So we gotta keep going. That means this has got to start coming out. How are we doing? Should be in the neighborhood. Okay. We're down to about 1/8 of an inch now. But, so that's good. I'm going to go back inside, see what we can do. There's obviously lots of work to be done here, so still, you know, why not start there? Because it wants to come out anyway. So this is very shitty. This is basically quite shitty in here, quite shitty all in here, and still pretty shit along here. But now, you know, there's way less tension in it already. So we go back and forth. And now there's still a ridge here, which I'm going to try and put kind of here where it's flat. And we'll see how we're doing here. It looks decent from in here. It's hard to tell. Okay, now it's close enough that we can actually see that it's still in just a tiny bit. Won't even really show, but oh yeah. Still need to come out about 1/16 of an inch, and you can feel it. So, and it's low here. So that's what we're going to do next. There's a couple of wrinkles in here, but not too bad. This is our main problem. It's right here, still a sharp edge here. And I can see from the inside I want to put it all in here. So I'm hammering just above the dolly. The crease is here. I'm trying to put the metal there. I'm moving it just a little because I'm trying to flatten the crease out too. I'm going to work from the badly damaged stuff towards the less damaged, I think. I'm going to go back in and push this edge some more. Still feel it. This is nicer now. That's still needs more. Maybe I'll go up here. But all this, all the, you know, it's moving back towards where it should be anyway. Okay, that's enough of this, hey? Okay, I'm going to leave it there because to go any further I really should take the paint off, and I think if we're going to carry on, the thing to do at this point is to fix the rest of the fender. Yes, I see you there. This damage is caused by this being pushed back. We can see when we pull on that, this will be easier to fix. So we'll get set up next time. Put a little tension on that, then we'll start working on this, and we'll kind of, I don't think that's really, this one's not too big of a deal. That's pretty serious. So, but overall, pretty happy with that. We'll sort that out next time. Still a little ways to go, but as I say, I have to get the paint off to go any further because now the paint is thicker than the damage. So, thanks for watching. This weekend will be last call on the Plymouth Fury shirts, so if you wanted to pick one of those up, that'd be really cool. Thank you, and thank you to everybody who bought one. It's very cool of you, and it does help keep the old show on the air. So I'll put a little picture of it here, and we'll see everybody in a couple days. Cheers. This is a regular contributor.
Same old shit.